By now, we've likely heard our presidential candidates, Democrats and Republicans, arguing about which economic policy is best for our country. But shall I suggest Clarkonomics? What's up, you guys? I'm DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. The WNBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the league. Even with my channel, you guys, I have talked about the WNBA more this season than I ever had, and it has honestly been so much fun to tap into these games and tune into the league. I saw this tweet recently that put everything into perspective. It's from El Deportista, and he said the WNBA year-to-year attendance. The WNBA has called for growth for several years. Taking a look back at the last 20 years, they've unfortunately been met with a stalemate, but enter 2024 and the Caitlin Clark effect. While there are other rookies who have brought eyes, notably Angel Reese, and many other current superstars who have shined a light on their talents, notably Asia Wilson, the league has without a doubt been elevated by the attention and spotlight brought in by the logo shooting guard from Indiana by way of Iowa. He went on to say, while the league saw initial success from the inaugural 1997 season up until 2003, we have seen a steady consistency throughout the league with the exception of a big dip due to COVID. But this year there will be 5 teams, possibly 7, that will finish the 2024 season averaging over 10,000 fans per game. Since 2004, not a single team has even done that once. So if we take a look at this line chart, we can see the dip in 2021 because of COVID, and then this huge spike in 2024. He then linked out to another chart that says the yearly league attendance by team. So if we look at this chart for the 2024 season, the Indiana Fever are pretty much blowing out every other team. They are averaging almost 16,000 per 39 games. So this is taking into consideration not only the Indiana Fever home games, but also when they are on the road. Their lowest attendance was around 6,000 people, and if you look at the rest of the league, everybody else is around 3,000 for their lowest. Their highest attendance is 2,366. This seems to be the game against the Las Vegas Aces because they also have that same number as their highest attendance. So then after I saw that chart, I just saw a clip during the Indiana Fever broadcast, and here's what they had to say about Clarkonomics.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history.
Clarkonomics, my friend, Clarkonomics.
So if you look at this little chart right here, the Fever will have over 600,000 fans in attendance total this year. And the second best to that was in 1999 with the Washington Mystics at just over 400,000. So the Fever are going to account for over 200,000 more fans this year to their games than any other team, not only this year in 2024. You can see the Liberty are third on this list, and the Liberty are third, fourth, and fifth on this list. But those are the only 2 teams that are in 2024. The other highest attendance records are from 1999, 1998, and 2001. That is crazy. I need to honestly find, which I think I might have it. I need to find the attendance of the Indiana Fever last season, like their total number of fans, because 600,000, breaking that record by that much, that's why it's so crazy to me when people try to deny the fact that the WNBA is growing, or they still try to like gatekeep the league or want it to go back to the way that it was. These numbers are crazy. Do you know what kind of money these numbers are going to turn into? Like, this is how you grow the league. This attendance is crazy. And I'm sure you guys are also aware that the NFL season started this month. I saw this tweet that I thought was so interesting. Somebody said, the WNBA is a mess, man. 5 games yesterday, 4 had the same start time, no games today, 6 games tomorrow on NFL Sunday, 3 start at 3 p.m., and the other 3 at 6 p.m. They wonder why they haven't been seeing profit over the years. Who the F operated the scheduling department? department. And he's so right. Having so many WNBA games at the same time as NFL Sunday games, you would think that the WNBA could not compete with the NFL, right? I think the only team that can compete with the NFL is the Indiana Fever. During NFL Week 1, the Philadelphia Eagles game versus the Packers was basically at the same time as the Fever's game versus the Minnesota Lynx. Now, the Lynx and Fever game was on Ion, and the Philadelphia Eagles and Packers game was on Peacock. The NFL did a monster number Week 1, everyone's tapped in. However, the Fever numbers did not dip. So either it's different fan bases or the NFL didn't even notice because their viewership is so high. The Fever game on Ion still averaged 1.26 million viewers, which is so impressive. Another thing that we've seen jump so much this season in the WNBA is merch sales. There was a report that came out from the boardroom saying that since the start of the regular season, sales of WNBA merchandise are up over 500% versus the same period last year, with fan gear sales over the first half of the season at the highest in league history. Player-specific merchandise, including jerseys and t-shirts, have seen a staggering 1,000% increase in sales. Additionally, sales of league-specific merchandise like the popular orange WNBA hoodie are also up 200%. The top-selling WNBA player merch, Caitlin Clark, #1 in jersey sales, Angel Reese 2, Sabrina 3, Kate Martin 4. We talked about this earlier in the season. I feel sad that Kate Martin also hasn't gotten as much playing time the second half of the season. I feel like she deserves more, or maybe she deserves a different team. How crazy would that be if she went to Indiana? Just saying. And then #5 on the list is Asia Wilson. With the WNBA continuing to grow, many people have talked about expansion, and just next season, the WNBA will be adding another team, the Golden State Valkyries, which is already seeing so much success. They've shared on Twitter a sneak peek at their practice facilities. This team will also be playing at Chase Center, which is the same place as the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State basketball community, that like San Francisco area, I feel like will be such a good fan base for this new team. And with that, they have already started to sell season tickets, and they've already sold over 15,000 season tickets for an arena that holds around 18,000. That's insane. This team has not even been put together. They probably won't even be that good in year 1, yet people are already buying their season tickets. They're literally almost sold out. If you guys didn't know, the WNBA used to be comprised of 16 teams, and it has now gone back to 12. And so adding this new team, I feel like the league is probably trying to get back to a point where they are at least 16 teams. And if the viewership and if the numbers and if the success continues on the trajectory that it is, I could see this league expanding to 20 or more teams. Here is a quick chart of the WNBA franchise timeline. I've talked about in previous videos that I used to go to Cleveland Rockers games, but as you can see, their franchise ended in 2003. But here is basically a list of all the franchises, and as you can see, some of them, there's only like 2 of them that have been around the entire time, in the New York Liberty and the Los Angeles Sparks. This article ends by saying that there will be a Toronto WNBA franchise, which was awarded to the city on May 23rd, and that will be going into play for the 2026 season. And then Kathy Engelbert's goal is to have 16 teams in the league by 2028. I know that we have talked about Caitlin Clark and this rookie class so much this season, but I feel like it's so important to just shine a light on what they have really done for the league. Specifically Caitlin, we've seen what she's done with the Indiana Fever, but she's not only lifted that team, she's lifted pretty much every team in the WNBA. The numbers don't lie, the league is growing, and so I hope that after this season, like we've seen so many growing pains from the league, we've seen so much drama, we've seen unwarranted hate, we've seen really bad refereeing, we've seen the commissioner say some things that aren't great, the players say some things that aren't great, coaches, across the board. Like I feel like this is a season of growing pains, but it was so much spotlight on the WNBA so fast that I don't think they were ready for. I made another video about that, but the numbers don't lie. This is so cool to see, and I'll be interested to see like in 5 years, what do these women's salaries actually look like? Are they going to go from playing 40 games to 50 games to maybe 60 games? Like how will their season look? Will these girls be able to have a complete off season where they don't have to play during the off season and another organized league? They can just take that time off like NBA players do. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think about Clarkonomics, what you have thought about the WNBA this season. And of course, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it and click that little subscribe button because I upload new videos every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah.